I've actually found a Madolche nest. They're very young, they're very scared, pretty cold out here in the cold. We mustn't disturb the Madolche nest. Hi guys, Freaky Fish here with another profile today. This time I'm with Shannon. You might recognise him from his Mech Knight profiles. This time he's playing something a little bit different. Take it away.
Okay, so today we've been playing Madolche. First thing is, all Madolche monsters have the same effect, where if they are just destroyed by an opponent's card effect or by battle, they get shuffled back into the deck. Yeah. So first up we have 3 copies of Madolche Madolche. On normal summon, add a Madolche monster from your deck to your hand. That is normally full combo, so you want to max out on that. Next is Madolche Angeli. She can tribute herself from the field to special summon 1 Madolche monster from the deck. Once again, normally if you can normal summon that and your opponent's got no hand traps, that would be full combo. Next is 3 Petting Sister and the Pudding Zest to go alongside it. So Petting Sister, if you have no monsters in your grave, can special summon herself from your hand, and then on summon, will special summon a Madolche monster from your deck but reduce its level by 1. Hence why you play the Pudding Zest to make it a level 4, so that you can continue to overlay and make XYZ plays from there. Next is 3 Madolche Hootcake. You can banish 1 monster from your graveyard, any monster doesn't have to be a Madolche, to special summon 1 Madolche monster from your deck. Very good card, just an extender. Next is 2 Messenger Gelato. It is a brick in your hand, as it only its effect only activates on special summon, which is when you control, if you control a beast type monster, you can add 1 Madolche spell trap directly from your deck to your hand. It's not once per turn, it's not hard once per turn, so this is the life and soul of the deck basically. And then 1 Madolche Mafule. On normal summon, it can special summon a Madolche from your hand. It's not the best, but you know, helps you not brick. That's all the monsters. I don't play any hand traps because most of the effect of Petting Sister requires no monsters in grave, so it's better to just not have anything in grave.
Ash, Ogre, effect that all stop the engine of the deck or such, so you could play Gamma.
You can play Gamma, but I always see Driver, so I don't like it.
That's fair, that's a good reason.
So onto the spells, we have Madolche Salon. It would be a free of if I had a third. Basically it gives you an additional normal summon as its main effect, which triggers most cards in this deck, so that's good. And then its secondary effect is if a Madolche monster is shuffled into the main deck by card effect, you can set 1 Madolche spell track card directly from your deck. So just more pluses.
Would be a free of, but we're realistic. Not everyone has every card they need to at the time. So playing with 2.
Next is Madolche Chateau. Really good field spell. On activation, shuffle all Madolche monsters from your graveyard into the deck, which is nice on its own to trigger stuff like Salon and other spells and traps you have. It also makes all Madolches gain 500 attack and defense, which is a big boost considering most of them are well statted for the levels anyway. And then also, if a Madolche card would be returned to the deck by the effect of a Madolche monster, you can add it to your hand instead, so just more pluses. Next is Ticket. If I had the third Salon, I'd probably only run 1 of these. If a Madolche is returned to either the hand or main deck from your graveyard or field, you can add a Madolche monster from deck to hand, and then if you are controlling a fairy type Madolche monster, which is pretty much all the extract monsters, it allows you to special summon it straight to the field instead. Next is 3 Dark Ruler No More, because the Madolche engine is pretty tight, it has a lot of flex spaces in the deck, so with builder boards going around at the moment and huge combo decks, it's just required. Next is 2 Mystic Mind, because, who needs interaction? 2 Twin Twisters. 3 feels like too much, because a lot of time you don't need it at all, but 2 feels just right, so at least when you do play against back row deck, you do have it. 1 Mind Control, because it's at 1 and going second is good. 1 Call by the Grave, because it's at 1 and going first is also good. Next is the traps. So first we have 2 Madolche Promenade. You can activate this, and then you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, 1 card, and 1 Madolche monster you control. Returns the Madolche, or in your graveyard, sorry. Returns the Madolche monster to your hand, and negates the opponent's card effect. You can also banish this to attach 1 Madolche monster from your deck or graveyard to an XYZ monster you control as material, so you can normally use it with Pudding Zest to attach to Chocolate Ala mode for its secondary effect, which we'll get to. Then we have one copy of Madolche Knights. It's a bit of an odd one. Basically, it's a monster effect negate counter trap that you can only activate if you have no monsters in your grave. So it's great for going first if you have the right setup, but like if you get it, it's great. If not, it doesn't really matter. It's just nice to be able to add sometimes. Then we have 3 evenly matched because the deck goes second a lot, bait out some negates, and 3 imperm because imperm is good. That is the main deck, 40 cards exactly. Try and keep it as tight as possible. And then with the extra deck, we have 3 Madolche Pudding Cess Chocolate a la Mode. Basically, you can XYZ this on top of any other Madolche XYZ monster. And once per turn, once per turn, you can shuffle a Madolche card, I want to say, from your graveyard into your deck, which is fine. And then when a Madolche card is shuffled into the deck by a card effect, you can attach 1 material to special summon a Madolche monster from your deck in face up attack position or face down defense position while this has Pudding Cess as a material. So basically you're summoning it off Petting Sister, and that's how you're going to mainly using this, or using the effect of Promenade Engrave to get it out.
These cards have so many effects.
So many effects.
This is the one deck I can never ever remember what all of them do. And every time I play against it, I'm like, I have no idea what this
They have
does.
so many effects and so many weird triggers, like the fact that Madolche only triggers by special summon only while you control a beast. Madolche only is on normal or flip, doesn't trigger on special. Yeah, it's all stuff like that. So it is a lot to remember, but once you get the hang of it, it is really good. Next is Madolche Queen Tiramisu. This card is actually broken. Detach 1 material to target up to 2 Madolche cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into deck, and then non-targeting shuffle that many cards that your opponent controls into deck. So Dragoon out easy, just shuffle.
Outs Dragoon, outs pretty much anything.
Outs an IP'd Avramax,
Yeah.
outs literally, it's non-targeting shuffle, like there is nothing that's going to stop it
And
apart
it
from
can get
being
rid of back
unaffected.
row. Just gets rid of anything you need to.
Absolutely broken card, which obviously then you then put the chocolate a la mode onto that and just continue extending as you go. Next is 3 Madolche Teacher Glass Souffle. This is your one of your main going first cards. You can quick effect attach 1 material from this card to then target 1 Madolche monster on the field. It becomes unaffected by the effects of monster effects. It's unaffected by other monster cards for the rest of the turn. And then it has a second effect. If a Madolche card is sent to the graveyard while this card's on the field, i.e. by its own effect, you can target 2 cards in either graveyard and shuffle them back into the deck. So it's a nice disruption as well as a good protection. Yeah. Next is 2 Madolche Fresh Start. Just a nice link 2 of 2 Madolche monsters. When it points to a Madolche monster, Madolche spell traps you control cannot be destroyed or targeted by your opponent's card effects. And also, if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can shuffle 1 Madolche monster from your graveyard back into the deck to save it instead. That's all the Madolche ones. Then we have a few one-offs. So we have 1 Levier. Very good because normally one of your main plays is to summon Hoot Cake F to banish 1 from grave. You banish the Angeli. So then next turn, if you have 2 level 3s on board, you can use Levier to special summon back the Angeli and extend from there. Abyss Dweller because Miss and Gelato is a level 4, so why not?
Yeah.
Dugares, it hasn't come up. I might cut it, but hey, it's good if you can use it. Gravity Controller. I don't know why I run this. As I was putting the cards together for the deck profile, I realised that I already have Tiramisu, which is a non-targeting shuffle. The whole point of this is redundant, but hey, it's in there for now. Probably replace it with an Owl Mirage or something.
You never know. You might like have a Dugaris on board, and you need to out Dragoon. You don't have the resources to make. Or you have a Dweller on board, I should say.
And last card is a Boral Sword because
Sweet OTK.
Boral Sword, easy. That's deck profile. Only improvements I can think of off the top of my head is probably if I can get some extras, maybe just run 3 of each of the Madolche cards in the extra deck, and a third Salon in the main. Other than that, the deck's pretty good. It can break boards. It can build reasonable going first boards with a few disruptions. Nothing crazy, but yeah, it's good.
Nice. So yeah, this was a rare treat seeing Shannon play something other than Mech Knight. I think like the past 3 profiles we've got from you are on Mech Knights.
I mean, it's basically been a year and a half on Mech Knights and 2 years of True Draco before that. It's
Yeah.
been a fun time.
So now we're looking forward to like 2 years of Madolche, or however long it takes till the Inzektor support comes out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, love it, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.